Hey y'all, welcome back to the Lips Reacts channel. I'm Lips. Today we're watching season 5, episode 4 of Game of Thrones, and this episode is titled The Sons of the Harpy. If you want full-length reactions over in Patreon, otherwise don't forget to like and subscribe here on this video while I have your attention. And season 5, at the end of last episode, I talked a little bit about why I'm actually really starting to like this season. Now, I'd heard before season 4 that that was a favorite, and I hear that season 6 is also a favorite. Season 5 doesn't seem to get an abundance of hype, but it doesn't get dislike either from what I've seen so far. However, what I'm really liking about this season so far is that we have our baseline story so solidified at this point, and things have progressed in such a way that we're being shown a deeper side of this world now. We're getting to peek behind curtains that were previously unknown to us. And that part is really, really exciting and new and fresh, but also a little bit weird. Weird in a way that I'm really liking. So without further ado, let's see where this episode takes us. I cannot wait to continue this journey. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the episode. Oh, hello. Where's Tyrion? Oh. The only hope is that he's bringing Tyrion to Dany. It also will show us where his loyalty truly lies.
Ah, Sir Jaime. The Sapphire Isle.
Oh, Brienne's home.
This ship's sailing to Old Town. We'll get off earlier, not far from Sunspear. Row ourselves to the Dorne shore in the night.
Showing up like that surely won't scare them or put them on edge.
Fight and fuck and fight.
You should be happy to go back then.
The Dornish sound like an interesting bunch.
Nothing like a good fight to get you in the mood for fucking. And there's nothing like a fuck-mad Dornish girl to clear your head for the next fight. Now, we're going to be doing a lot of fighting, I'm sure. Well, I am. But I don't imagine we'll get to stick around for the rest. Not after we've kidnapped their princess.
We're not kidnapping that princess. We're rescuing my niece, bringing her back to...
Daughter, but yeah.
Why not send 40 of me? Or an army? Unlike most folks, you've actually got one.
Because I don't want to start a war.
That still doesn't explain what you're doing here. A one-handed man who happens to be one of the most recognizable faces in Westeros is not...
It has to be me.
He is very recognizable.
You set your brother free, didn't you? I bet your sister didn't like that.
Shut your mouth.
Varys set him free.
Technicalities.
If you ever see the wee fucker, give him my regards.
He murdered my father. If I ever see him, I'll split him in two.
Uh-oh.
And then I'll give him your regards.
The Lannisters do love to send their regards.
The Iron Bank has called in 1/10 of the Crown's debt, building the royal
How much
fleet.
can the Crown afford?
With winter coming, half what they ask.
How do we pay them?
Well, House Tyrell could front the gold and would pay us
Of
back in time,
course.
or I'd have words with my daughter. Me?
We must send an envoy to the Iron Bank, someone of importance, to show these bankers our respect.
I would be honored, Your Grace.
The King has expressed concern about his father-in-law's safety on this voyage.
So who else will go?
He's ordered Sir Meereen to personally lead your escort.
Oh.
My very own King's Guard. Please express
Safe
my...
travels, Lord Tyrell.
Happy-go-lucky as ever, but has something in his little voice sounds scary.
All council grows smaller and smaller.
Not
Oh.
small enough.
She's weeding them out.
All over Westeros, we hear of septs being burned, Silent sisters raped.
Wars teach people to obey the sword, not the gods.
Perhaps the gods need a sword of their own.
Whoa.
In the days before the Targaryens, the faith militant dispensed the justice of the Seven. I have no doubt he will sign a decree arming the believers you felt worthy.
Ooh, Cersei? I don't think Cersei has the control over her son that she thinks she does.
Too often the wicked are the wealthiest, beyond the reach of justice. What would you say if I told you of a great sinner in our very midst, shielded by gold and privilege?
Who? Marjorie? King's Landing is not a place I want to be.
This is Lord Peter Baelish's establishment.
I don't think that name means shit here anymore.
There's a special place in the seventh hell for your kind.
Please, I'll pay.
Yes, you will.
Oh, humiliating, isn't it? There he is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Sir Loras of House Tyrell, you have broken the laws of gods and men.
Oh, no.
Who do you think you are? Justice.
But are these bitches homophobic?
Why is my brother in a cell?
I don't know.
Oh, uh-oh.
We both know who did.
His mother.
Are you saying my mother's behind this?
She's jealous you're not hers anymore. Arresting my brother is her revenge.
Aren't you and mother getting along?
Uh-oh. Tale as old as time. Mother-in-law and daughter-in-law not being friends. What a trope.
Do you have any affection for me at all?
Of course I do.
Marjorie, come on.
I'll set him free for you.
Yeah, you will. That's our little king.
I demand that Sir Loras be freed now.
Did I arrest him?
But you armed the faith militant. You gave the High Sparrow an army.
Wow.
And your wife has every right to criticize.
And she is coming for Marjorie, but
Then
she's doing it through Loras.
can I tell Marjorie you have Sir Loras released?
I told you I'm not holding Sir Loras. I'm sure if you speak to the High Sparrow, he'll release the poor boy.
Yeah, I bet. I bet it's that easy. Oh, he's not trained for this at all. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay.
His Holiness is praying. He will not be disturbed.
Cersei is wicked for this.
You mean kill them? Here at the Sept?
You'd be sending them to meet the gods that they love.
Bastard! You're an abomination!
Uh-oh.
Born of sin!
Uh-oh.
Sick bastard!
Oof. Oof.
We'll find
Wonder
another
how
way.
Oh, interesting. I wonder how sheltered he was from those allegations.
There was no way to free Sir Loras without violence.
The Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, the protector of the realm. And you let a band of fanatics imprison your brother by law. I had to send word to grandmother.
Will you come back later?
Uh-oh.
I need to be with my family, Your Grace.
Well, that's a sticky dynamic.
I should have given you a son.
Not your fault.
Whose then? I gave you nothing but weakness
Oh my god, she hates her daughter.
and deformity.
So
Those scars mean nothing to the Lord of Light.
Thank you.
Her father's the Lord's chosen king, and her father's blood runs through her veins.
Yeah, so she's special, so shut your mouth. And also, she's just a child. Oh, that shut her up.
Once before, you put your faith in Sir Devos and left me behind. I hope you won't make that mistake again.
I won't.
Oh, I fear her.
I need you.
Oh.
You only need faith, my king.
You know what? I kind of fuck with it.
You, my lady, what do you need?
Kind of ship them.
To serve my lord.
In cruelty, in serving of the Lord, in Fire Lord and all. What? This show really does have you rooting for the anti-hero, doesn't it? So messed up.
Lord Smallwood. Never even heard of these people.
They haven't heard of you either. But we need men, and they have some.
Samwell said, yeah, they haven't heard of you either, so get off your high horse.
But we need men and supplies, and Roose Bolton's the warden of the North.
Murdered my brother.
We can't watch the wall with 50 men, and we can't get more men without help from the warden of the North.
But they're coming to get Jon. So...
Apologies, my lady.
Can't she get us some men? Come on.
Come with us when we ride south. Winterfell was your home once. Don't you want to chase the rats out of it?
Of course he does.
Night's Watch take no part in the wars of the Seven Kingdoms.
There's only one war. Life against death.
And she is direct.
You're gonna show me some vision in the fire. I don't trust in visions.
No visions. No magic. Just life.
Whoa! I don't think he wants that. Does he? Oh, he's very much moving his hand alone a little bit there.
Do you feel my heart beating?
I'm pretty sure he feels her tit.
There's power in you. You resist it, and that's your mistake. Embrace it.
She's not wrong.
You're not joining. There's power. Power to make life.
Is she gonna try to have Jon's little shadow baby?
And power to cast shadows.
That sounds like it.
I can't.
Miss Ma'am.
I swore a vow. I loved another.
The dead don't need lovers. Only the living.
Oh. We loved her. You shut your mouth.
But I still love her.
Mm-hmm. That's that Stark loyalty.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Hey! Damn it, I was just starting to like her a little bit. She's so evil, wicked, cruel, and untrustworthy. But also she's very cool.
I know Mother didn't want to bring me.
Why'd you say that?
It's pretty obvious.
She told me I don't want to bring you.
Yeah. See? Like I said, obvious.
Are you ashamed of me, Father?
Ooh. That's okay, you're taking a little too long to answer.
The Dornish trader landed on Dragonstone. His goods were junk except for one wooden doll. I still remember how you smiled when I put that doll in your cradle.
Oh.
And you pressed it to your cheek. By the time we burnt the doll, it was too late.
Is the doll... Oh my gosh.
I was told you would die. Or worse, the grayscale would go slow.
That's how she got it?
Everyone advised me to send you to the ruins of Valyria to live out your short life with the stone men before the sickness spread through the castle.
He loves her.
I told them all to go to hell.
He's never been ashamed of her.
I called in every maester on this side of the world. Every healer.
Look at her little smile.
They stopped the disease and saved your life.
He did everything he could.
You were the Princess Shireen of House Baratheon.
I see. I kind of fuck with Stannis. Tywin could never. Although, was Tywin really trying to be a parent or a king? A ruler? A legend? He was trying to be a legend. Is there symbolism behind? I feel like Sansa's always in these like very chained up looks.
I thought I might find you here. I saw her once. Lord Went held a great tourney at Harrenhal. She was already promised to Robert. When Rhaegar won, everyone cheered for their prince. He rode past his wife, and he lay a crown of winter roses in Lyanna's lap.
Whoa.
How many tens of thousands had to die because Rhaegar chose your aunt?
Yes, he chose her. And then he kidnapped her and raped her.
Let's speak somewhere the dead can't hear
a little
us.
similar about that story. Not as intense for Sansa, but holy.
Where are you going?
King's Landing. Cersei sent for me. We mustn't let her sniff out any trouble.
Tell us what the note said.
I know how hard it is to live with people you despise, believe me. But it won't be for long. Stannis Baratheon garrisons at Castle Black. Once he liberates these lands from the Boltons, he'll rally your father's bannermen to his cause.
Then Sansa will be free.
A betting man would put his money on Stannis.
He doesn't have the wildlings, though.
And if you're right?
Stannis takes Winterfell. He rescues you from the most despised family in the north. Grateful for your late father's courageous support of his claim, he names you Wardeness of the North.
Oh!
I wouldn't.
Oh!
Wardeness of the North.
Queen of the North. Is that how it happens?
And what if you're wrong? What if Stannis never attacks Winterfell, or he does and the Boltons defeat him?
Then you will take this Bolton boy, Ramsay, and make him yours.
Don't know how to do that.
Of course you do.
She could if she had to.
His father frightens me.
You should.
That's not the only person who should frighten you, though, girl.
And you've learned to maneuver from the very best.
Not you, but I wouldn't say you're the very best, Littlefinger. You're very good. I believe it.
The North will be yours. Do you believe me?
Oh.
I expect I'll be a married woman by the time you return.
Oh! She said, no, I don't believe you. Okay, I can see a vision. It's definitely not going to go to plan because nothing ever goes to plan. Still, an entire season later, shocked about Joffrey's death, though. That technically went to someone's plan, and I'm still shocked about it. Oh! Oh my god. Oh, okay. Some things aren't quite as they seem.
I've had an exciting life. I want my death to be boring.
You know what? Yeah.
How do you want to go?
In the arms of the woman I love.
She want the same thing.
Disgusting. He does love her a lot, though. Oh my, who am I? Maybe he means Brienne of Tarth. I'd like that.
How many do you think you can take?
One, if he's slow.
Hello.
Who are you?
Cooper. This is Darnell.
You're from King's...
Isn't he the most known face?
Swords in the sun. Now!
They're wildly outnumbered. Oh! But better. Oh! I'm stressed! Oh! Trick! The fake hand trick.
Nice move.
Oh, it was nice. I really did come around on Jaime, didn't I? Oh, that looks like a familiar snake to me.
Mama.
Oh.
Nim, Obara, will it be war? Prince Doran will weep for your father, but nothing else. We must avenge Oberyn ourselves. Queen Cersei loves her children, and we have one of them.
It's her weakness, isn't it? Her love of her children.
A ship's captain who found me in Plankytown claiming he had information to sell. He told me he smuggled Jaime Lannister into Dorne.
Man should have just kept the gold.
If he gets to her before we do, we lose our only chance for revenge.
That ship captain tried to sell that to the wrong person.
When I was a child, Oberyn came to take me to court. Oberyn tossed his spear at my feet and said, "Girl or boy, we fight our battles." My father pointed to the spear, and then to my mother's tears.
Oh!
I made my choice long ago.
Oh man, so few have the, well, I imagine so few in this kind of world or circumstance would have the balls to be so annoying they get leverage in a hostage situation, but Tyrion Lannister.
Who are you?
My man.
Do you have wine? You're going the wrong way. You said you were taking me to the Queen.
I am. Queen Daenerys Targaryen.
Great. Oh, his loyalty does still lie with her.
So happens I was heading there myself.
What business would you have with the Queen?
Gold and glory. Oh, and hate.
We have similar enemies.
Now that it's clear we are on the same side.
He's not dumb. He's also been a traitor himself.
Dragon epaulets. Bare sigil breastplate. Your Jorah Mormont.
Well done.
How exactly were you serving your queen in a whorehouse half a world away? You were spying on her, weren't you? It's all coming back to me.
Is Tyrion
I was
a
drunk
witch?
through most of the small council meetings.
Oh, duh. Of course he would know.
She found out, didn't she? Found out and exiled you.
Hmm.
Risky scheme. One might even say desperate.
Nah, he is a little desperate here, though. Actually, Ooh. Yeah, Tyrion stepped over the line there.
I was thinking about all the times your brother made me go with him down from the Red Keep into the streets of King's Landing. We liked to walk among the people. We liked to sing to them.
Her brother?
Rhaegar would pick a spot on the Hook or the Street of Seeds, and then he'd sing.
Huh.
Well, he'd like to see how much he could make.
He was good.
He was very good. Viserys never told you.
He told me Rhaegar was good at killing people.
Never liked killing. He loved singing.
And what did you do with the money?
Well, one time he gave it to the next minstrel down the street. One time he gave it to an orphanage in Flea Bottom.
That's kind of cute.
Hisdar is here, waiting in the audience chamber.
Will you be joining us, Sir Barristan?
I think I can protect you from Hisdar Zolorak.
I think I can protect me from Hisdar Zolorak.
Okay, let's not be so bold here.
Those who find victory in the fighting pits will never become kings, but their names will live on.
Interesting motivation. True.
Your Grace, today is the traditional start of the fighting season.
I do not recognize this tradition.
Traditions are the only thing that will hold this city, your city, together.
There is such a divide in that city, too.
Nothing but centuries of mistrust and resentment.
I don't know. I think it might be a good idea. Yeah, it could start like, because we saw such a divide where it's like one side was purely the masters and one side was the servants. it could start to intermingle them, no? Uh-oh. Snake tears. Oh no. I was so focused on the fact that she was a little lying, scheming. Oh no. Good work, good work, good work. Oh, he's gotta live, right? Oh, this is not good. Wait a second. Gold faces from both sides? Masters and servants? Or am I tripping? Oh no, I don't want to lose him. I like, trust, and honor him. Oh. No! Shit. Oh, he's still alive. He's still alive. Ooh. Come on, come on, come on. I don't know if we can both make it out alive. Oh god. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay. To his death. Oh no. Oh. Oh no. Who's gonna protect her now? Oh, they really rose up against her. Oh no. We've had this discussion a little bit over the last probably the last season, like through season 4, I would say, at least. My fears about Dany, and starting to see this unrest in the people that she'd saved, and in and obviously we see the unrest because they're very vocal about it, and they asked her to change things because they weren't happy. And I think at this point we can say this might be a little bit of a strong word, so don't roast me right over the campfire, okay? Please hold. But perhaps Dany has been righteously sitting on her throne, thinking she had done enough, and thinking the problem was solved and didn't need any more work. And this is going to be a huge eye-opener. I don't think there was any sort of intention in her that ever wanted this to happen. Absolutely not. I think she was maybe a bit too far removed from understanding the needs of both sides and the needs of the I don't know what the right, it's not necessarily a need, right? But it's like the changes she implemented were so fast and so drastic, but then there was no support for it, right? So she freed people, but then to our knowledge, she didn't really add any additional support. She didn't really adjust the way that their worlds work to make it a successful transition. So she took away something that the masters had, right? They had servants, they had people doing things for them that they didn't want to do, and they also had servants providing them with entertainment. And then you have the servants who, even if it's through manipulation and even if it's through a really messed up twist of luck and fate and evil and power, some of them had felt this, they'd found power within their shackles. They'd found, similar to Sansa, right? Where she's very shackled up in a lot of ways, but is finding ways to own and embrace the power that she does have. There's very different scenarios, so I'm reaching a little bit with that. But the servants in this scenario have been freed, but then it's like they don't really have any way to make money. It doesn't seem like they're able to embrace a life of maybe more lust and more freedom, of course, but then they also have lost a bit of purpose. It did seem maybe some of them were lost. I don't know. Maybe maybe these are words coming from the masters who were speaking up so loudly. But obviously there was this uprising, and maybe I was wrong in what I saw. Maybe when I'm editing this, I'll see it a little bit differently. But I think did I see gold cloaks of both masters and servants, which is interesting because here I am speaking about how there's a divide between the two classes and how there's no middle ground, nothing to bring them together, nothing to start intermingling the two sides. And that's going to be our crux, and that's going to be something that has to be fixed. And now, of course, we need Ser Jorah. We do have our Bravos man for Dany, and the dragons still. But the dragons are untamable, naturally. It's an exciting... Oh, I want to be upset, but I think I'm in awe. I think I'm in awe of how exciting this season is. In terms of, like, I don't necessarily think there's like any one person who is undeniably good. We don't really have a Ned Stark. The closest thing we have is Jon and Sansa, but they both have their faults. And to be fair, Ned Stark likely had many a fault. We just never got to see that side of him. We get to live forever with rose-colored glasses because they took him away from us so soon in this story. Well, and obviously he had a fault because he had a bastard. And as much as I like to think maybe the bastard wasn't ever really his, I probably just shouldn't deny it. Do you know? The show is telling me that's what it is. This show also gives me major trust issues. Thank you so much. Ay, caramba. But everyone is kind of an anti-hero to some extent. And it's like finding these, I think that's what's making this season so good, is that at one point or another, I would say Jon Snow aside, I have found a reason to very strongly dislike the characters that I'm now rooting for. Maybe I don't know if I ever really strongly disliked Dany. To be fair, I think she was very, very young when we met her, and she's, for the most part, handled power and leadership with grace and honor. But I don't think that's enough. And I think that's a really hard truth that she's learning really, really fast. And I do think the symbolism of her, like, watching people from so high up and not being ingrained, not being mixed in with the people she's trying to rule is a blind sight that she has. And maybe it is on purpose. Like, maybe that is why they have her so high up and watching over everything, is because she is so far removed that she just doesn't quite understand it. She's not fully in it. I also think there's a layered part to that too, where like she wants to free people because for so long she was a slave to her circumstances. Slave could be potentially too strong of a word. She was kind of chained to her circumstances, and she found, similar to Sansa, she found ways to lead and find power within circumstances that she didn't quite love, at least at the start. She didn't quite want to be married to Khal Drogo at the start. Remember her crying the first time they were alone and presumably intimate together. And then she came to love him. Which is kind of messed up. People, and she said it herself, sometimes people learn to love their chains. So her story is so freaking layered, and I think that's why it's one of my favorites. But I also think everyone's story is so freaking layered, and that's why this season is so good to me, because that layeredness is really getting to shine. And it's no longer this awful character that's so easy to hate against everyone else, right? And then we were like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna root for anyone besides Joffrey, or anyone besides trying to think of Tywin, maybe. I don't know. I think for the most part I've found a redeemable quality within each character, maybe Littlefinger aside at this point. But I never really did with Joffrey. And even when I started to feel like, oh, that was a really sad death, I think about Rosie. It's like, I don't actually feel any remorse. Though I will say, I don't know if I ever properly acknowledged how phenomenal Cersei was in that moment. The acting there was so good. A mother losing her child in such a horrific way. She's a phenomenal character though. That actress too is so good in this show. I don't know what else she's been in. I'm historically very, very bad at knowing what people are in, or knowing who actors are, like their faces and their names. Like, historically, I'm just the worst at it. I just live in the moment and I'm like, wow, what a great show. And then I don't really associate their IRL names with their character names a lot of times. That's a tangent. Oh, there was so much more in this episode, but I think I've lost all train of thought with everything I've already said. I'm very interested and excited to see where Tyrion and Jorah, I think I'm saying his name correctly, where that goes. You know who we haven't seen yet, and I'm on the edge of my seat to get back to, is Bran. That part of the story seems so weird and made me like almost too weird, perhaps. But I'm willing to give it a shot and I want to get back into it. But they're gatekeeping that. We're 4 episodes in. Okay, we're almost halfway through season 5. Heck. Without further ado, if you want full-length reactions, as always, they're on Patreon. Otherwise, don't forget to hit like and subscribe while you're here. And I will see you in the next episode.